What up, people? It's your boy, Master Junie, out here with another comic review. So, new comic book day. I'm inside the house, of course, and, things are going as they're going. But I'll still give you these reviews, and we got 2 out of 3 for DCeased Unkillables. And this issue, it's been very fun. Things pick up. We get a little bit of everything here. Tom Taylor does a good job. So, this time, let's go. And things start to fall apart pretty quickly. So, as you see, the last issue, they were holed up somewhere in Blüdhaven, and we see that it's been 3 weeks, and, many of the people who are infected have been locked up in the locked up in this room, basically. And we see that Jason's like, look, we gotta talk about it. We gotta end them. We gotta execute them. And Jim's like, they're no threat while they're locked in there. And Jason's like, hey, Jim, come on. And he's like, what do you propose I do? Just go in there and open the doors, blaze away? Can you really do that? They're caregivers and children. So Jim is still trying to be merciful here. But they listen to the radio, and they see that Lois Lane is broadcasting that everybody is leaving the Earth. They have 2 sanctuaries. This is near the end of the first DCeased, where they have sanctuaries on Themyscira and Gotham, Poison Ivy's Gotham. But Jim is like, he just shuts that off completely, and Jason's like, what are you doing? Gordon, a jungle in Gotham. And they're saying that we could make it. And Jim's like, we might be able to, but there's no way the 3 of us can safely get all those children to another city. No, we stay here and defend, and we say nothing. We don't tell them their heroes are leaving them behind, and this is pretty much at the end of DCeased, so they're still here. Meanwhile, at Savage's headquarters, we see that Lady Shiva has enlisted Mirror Master's help in pretty much locating her daughter, and she asks him to take me to her. So we see that Cassandra sees her mother, and her mother tells her to, we have somewhere safe, come with me. And Cassandra's like, no, we gotta save the kids. And she was like, no. Pretty much no. And Mirror Master's like, we got, this place is surrounded by the undead. And she was like, you're coming with me, whether you are conscious or not. So they begin combat. And of course, Lady Shiva, takes down Cassandra. And Jason's like, look, let's all have some calm heads here. But Lady Shiva's like, nah. And then Jim is like, that's enough of that. And Lady Shiva's like, I offered you a chance because you're family. And Cassandra's like, this is family now. And this girl's like, damn straight. Now shove off, scary, intense lady. And Cassandra's like, you could stay. And Shiva's like, nah, I'm out. And she's like, bye, Mom. Savage is not pleased. It's like, where were you? It's like, I found my daughter. And what we're doing here is about survival, not charity. Mirror Master is our contingency if something goes wrong. He's our escape. He's an asset. He's also a real boy with autonomy and feelings. Thanks, Nard. He can make his own stupid mistakes. It's like, McCullough is not to be risked for personal errands. It's like, Savage. And Deathstroke is like, look, man, calm down. And it's like, you're not in charge here, Slade. You brought a volatile group of killers under the same roof. We're tense, and worse, we're bored. That's not to piss each other off. That's pretty much solid. That's pretty much solid advice. Like, we're not going to outlive the apocalypse if we kill each other. I suggest we all stand down. It's a good suggestion. And Savage is like, I'm sorry for my behavior, Slade. Please walk with me. I'd like to speak privately. And Rose is like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, it's okay, Rose. There's something I'd like to show you. I clearly should have brought you in on this sooner. Then we just see the Creeper. It's being dissected, thanks to Grundy. And he's like, oh, hey. It's like, what the hell is happening here, Savage? He's like, Grundy, take him. So my man Grundy punches my man out. He wakes up. And, pretty much Savage is like, look, yes, I told you I needed you, and you're both immune to the anti-life virus, so I'm going to pretty much dissect you and find out how. But my man gets stabbed by Rose. It's like, don't try to double-cross someone who can see the future. So I guess in this version, or in a previous version, probably before the new 52, she could see in the future, which I find interesting. So basically, we see that Savage has a sword in his back, and it's like, Grundy, help me. Creeper, can you move? It's like, oh sure, not the first time someone's tried to crack open my chest and poke at my internal organs. That would be the last. It's like, something about this face just invites vivisection. And Rose senses something else. Then he's like, run. It's like, what is it? What do you see? It's like, I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. I've lived for 53,000 years. I'm barely surprised. And boom, zombified Wonder Woman, looking very harpyish. And Randall Savage's like, yep, I think I might die this time. Wonder Woman's a zombie. And she just rips my man's in half. Just rips him. So Vandal Savage is done. First of this new anti-hero assassin squad taken down. Then Grundy tries to fight one woman. He gets smashed out. McCullough, get us out of here. It's like, what's happening? And of course, zombify one woman. We got everybody unloading on her. Everybody. So pretty much, as they're holding off one woman, Cheetah wants to get into the fight because, of course, it's Cheetah. And she was like, stand down. We got to grab Grundy. It's like, I'll slow her down. Go, McCullough. Get them out of here. I'll come back for you. Damn straight you will. Now go. So he's trying, and they manage to get to the mirror. To the orphanage. And it's like, zombie, it's okay, he's not a zombie. I mean, he is, but he's our zombie. It's like, where are we? An orphanage in Blüdhaven. Sure, why? She will explain. I'm going back for cold. But of course, it didn't go well. Wonder Woman is still standing, and she's infected my man Snart, which you know how this will end. Mirror Master's gone. So that's Savage, Captain Cold, Mirror Master, all gone. So Cassandra's like, Mom, you came back, yes. And you brought Jim is like, you brought murderers, psychopaths, and monsters. Some are all three in one convenient package. I love the creeper. And then Jason immediately recognizes Rose as like, what are you doing here? It's like, that's a story, probably not for little ears. Let's talk privately. We're just waiting on one more. And Slade is like, yeah, they're not coming. So Rose pretty much says we were out at sea miles away, an undead woman hit us. How'd she find you? It's like, and Rose is like, my theory, she's flying around the world, dealing out death, and the anti-life equation can somehow sense life. It's like it would explain the unhealthy buildup of blighted ones surrounding the walls outside. It's like we could encounter again, or other powered undead. We need to get ready when they hit us. So you plan to stay? And Beta's like, that hasn't been discussed. It's as good a place as any, and we have a better chance of surviving together. And then Jim is like, I'm not so confident about that. You've killed a lot of my people. And Beta's like, are you going to arrest me, Gordon? How many kids do you have here? 43. And then Deathstroke is like, I mean, Deadshot is like, that's a liability. How else would you think about it? That's what it's like. Oh, Deadshot's like, that's one way to think about it. I'm thinking it's not quite an army, but it's something we can work with. And Jason's like, an army? And Jim is like, they're innocent children. But it seems like Cassandra probably knows that's the way. And Beta's like, no one gets to be an innocent now. It's like, they're not an army. You can't protect them from this, Gordon. And Gordon's like, no, I can. And even Rose is like shocked, like everybody's shocked. And Jim's not having it. So Slade is like, give me a few minutes with him. And Deathstroke is Slade is pretty much saying, you lose someone, didn't you? It's like, I'm not discussing this with you. And he's pretty much saying, I lost my boys. So he lost Jericho and the first Ravager. And he's like, I heal, but there's no healing from that. Hurts worse than anything. We're not going to protect the kids by ourselves by pretending the monsters aren't there. We need to prepare them. This isn't an ideal situation for anyone, but I'm a practical man. I don't want to lead this group, and Bane will step in if you don't. It's like, you honestly think you held the worst city in the country together by sheer force of will. And Jim was like, I can't lead people I don't trust. And then Slade is like, you're telling me You think you're the only police commissioner in the world who didn't have dirty cops working for him? Because I gotta tell you, a lot of people were on my payroll. A lot of your people are on my payroll. Dang. But that's true. So Jim acquiesces. He's like saying, I don't like the situation, but we make the best of it. Despite your crimes, you're welcome here. But abuse this hospitality, and you'll be sent to fend for yourself outside these walls. Tonight, we'll get you all set up. Beds, foods. Tomorrow, you meet the kids, and we start to prepare. Prepare for what? Prepare to survive. The undead and each other. So Rose is like, sure, I just have one question. What the hell is behind those doors? The ones who didn't make it, some of them are children. And Cheetah's like, you have a room full of infected? And Bane is like, none of them are children. They're a virus. And it would be negligent and stupid to allow this disease to exist with us in this building. And Jim is like, if you're proposing, it's like, go to the kids, make up an excuse for the noise. You don't have to stop. You don't have the stomach for what has to happen. Let us take care of it for you. And Cassandra's like, come. So he's expecting Jason to come with him, but Jason has been built for this work. Walk away, Jim. There's work to do. So they're getting ready. They open the doors. And we just see, my God. And Rose is like, why are you freezing up? And we see that this is Billy Baston. And so Billy Baston was infected with these orphans, which I guess makes sense, unfortunately. And so Jason's like, it doesn't matter. So they open, and Rain, hot hell, I don't know what Grundy's doing. He's like, he's hyping them up. But, or they're the last line of defense of strongmen in case some of them get out. But yeah, everybody just unloads on them. So I think Jason is narrating this pretty much. He's like saying until the kids meet their new roommates. And here we have Deadshot, Cheetah, Grundy, Creeper, and Bane. And they're all like, oh man, this ain't cool. So, but they begin their training. Lady Shiva and Cassandra teach them hand-to-hand combat, which is pretty nice. Cassandra's like, good, and she was like, adequate. Yeah. So we see Deadshot teaching them marksmanship, which is pretty nice. They're all a little school. We see less conventional classes. You know, Creeper is teaching them weird stuff. We see Cheetah is bad-mouthing Wonder Woman. It's like Wonder Woman was never Wonders to begin with, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to teach you how to hurt her. So she's teaching them how to best hurt out Wonder Woman. Bane is teaching them philosophy. And it's like, are you not listening? I'm explaining the exorcism places of, nope, sorry, I can't really hear you through the mask. You're all just muffled. And Bane is like, Over the next 3 months, something unlikely happened. So they've been at this for 3 months. We grew closer. And Miss Cheetah, what? I just wanted to thank you. I learned a lot. You're a good teacher and a good kitty. And we see that Cheetah's starting to loosen up. Some of the exteriors of some of the hardest villains on the planet cracked a little. It's like, Matilda's a cute kid. It's like, did you see that? If you did see that, I'd have to claw out your other eye. And she's like, I didn't see anything. How fortunate. It's like, I have to admit, this is going far better than I was expecting. And we just see Slade is pushing his troops up. It's like, you just see, you think the undead is going to help you if you fall, Gareth? No, Mr. Wilson. Hey, you want to outrun death? Yes, Mr. Wilson. On your feet. So Jason's like, hey, man, chill. But Deathstroke is like, of course you'd say that. Batman was too soft. It's like, Batman was, are we talking about the same Batman, violent scowl with pointy ears? And then he brings up a painful memory. It's like, the way I hear it, he let you run before you were ready to walk. And the result was a clown caved your head in with a crowbar. And Rose was like, Dad, come on. And then Slade is like, you two a thing? It's like, what? You should be. Not a lot of happy out there. Find it where you can. Probably all gonna die. We're probably all going to die screaming. So, Rose and Jason, they bond. They have a little bit of a something. And she can see the future. And she's like, I can see you trying to kiss me. And we all had these unexpected little moments of happiness in the world gone to hell. It was never going to last. And Bane is walking around. And we see that I won't tell Gordon if you run back. He thinks it's a child. And we see Ace. And he's like, look, I'm not going to easy. Like, I won't hurt you. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's like, what's wrong with you? You want to take the whole building? and wake the whole building. But we see that Mirror Master. I don't know why it took so long for him to come through, but he comes through and he attacks Bane. And Ace is freaking out. So pretty much, the whole place has now been infiltrated, thanks to Mirror Master. It's like the mirrors. He's in the mirrors. It's like Zayd. It's like Floyd. Stop! You can't do anything. Let him go. So Floyd sacrifices himself. He gets pulled in by Mirror Master, and Gordon has to make the tough choice, and he shoots the mirror down. So that leaves Jason, Jim, and how should I say, Rose alive. But then Cassandra comes in and tells him that Bane has turned. He ran right through me. He didn't stop. And it's like, where is he going? Outside wide. And then Jim was like, oh no. And Jason narrates Bane ran outside for one reason. He was controlled by an equation, and the anti-life equation improved its odds. So he's opened up the doors. All of the undead that was infected and kept out Bane, they're now in. And in the last issue, we'll see what's going to happen. So where do I want to stop this? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'll stop it here because this was gnarly. So I give this issue a 9 out of 10. I think this is Tom Taylor's specialty. This is some of his best work. This is fantastic. I really like this issue. I'm already happy there's apparently a sequel to the actual DCeased instead of a spin-off, which takes place a couple of years. It's aging done right for John Kent in that instance, but we'll see what happens. But I hope some of my people here survive. I hope some. I just hope. But I feel like this is going to be very, very sad in the last issue. But it is what it is. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notifications. Hit the bell for those notifications so you get all the notifications. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, so I discuss good comics and get your views on them. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll definitely have more videos up later today. Peace.